Hello friends, welcome you all to Polity Simplified series of Nandip Academy. We are going to run this entire series in English. In this series, we are going to discuss all important articles of Indian Constitution one by one. So, the first or the most important article in DPSP, that is Directive Principles of State Policy, is Article 39. Today we are going to discuss Article 39 of Indian Constitution. So what is Article 39? In a simple language, certain principles of policy to be followed by the state. Now here we have seen the definition of state in Article 12 of Indian Constitution. Also we have seen the definition given in Article 12 of the Indian Constitution regarding state should be used for Article 36 also. Basically, Article 12 is related with fundamental right. 36 is related with directive principles of state policy. So what it says, DPSP's Article 36 says that for the sake of word state, the definition given in Article 12 should be used as a state. So the definition of state for fundamental rights as well as DPSP is same. So what all important central principles that must be followed by state while making welfare state are given in Article 39. One important thing, Article 39 is very crucial article for understanding prelims examination, mains examination, rather I would say for entire preliminary examination of all state PCS and UPSC. Article 39 is the most crucial article in DPSP, that is in Directive Principles of State Policy. Let's try to understand what is Article 39. So here, certain principles of policy. Policy, we have seen what is meaning of policy. Policy stands for desired course of action. What course of action that should be followed by state is policy. So while making policy to establish welfare state, what all principles that should be followed is given here. So certain principles of policy to be followed by the state. What it says, see very clearly. What it says, first clause, the state that is given in Article 36 or 12 shall in particular direct its policy, that is it will give it direction to its policy towards securing. So what state wants to achieve, through these DPSP is being made clear by Article 39. What is the objective of state is being made clear in Article 39. So what it says that the citizens, so first clause is applicable to citizens only, it is not applicable to everyone. So that the citizens, men and women equally. So remember second point, first clause of Article 39 is applicable to citizens, it is applicable to men and women equally, that the citizens, men and women equally have the right to adequate means of livelihood. What is livelihood? It is the means to live, to have food, to have shelter, to have all your basic necessities. So it shall be the duty of state to provide every citizen, all men and women equally, to provide means of livelihood, that is to provide employment opportunities. So it shall be duty of state to provide employment opportunities. So you remember, all important policies, all important schemes, all important initiatives taken by government regarding employment comes under first clause, that is clause A of Article 39. Second clause, basically second clause talks about distributive justice. Second clause, it talks about distributive justice. Now see what second clause says. Second clause says a very interesting thing, that ownership, that is ownership and control of the material resources of the community are so distributed as best subserve common good. That is, in simple term, the means of production or the resources which are required to achieve means of production should be equally distributed among all sections of the society, should be equally distributed among all citizens of India. That's why 39B, it talks about distributive justice. It talks about distributive justice. In simple term, remember land. is the most important means of production. So this land should be distributed equally among all citizens of India, and that's why we started land reforms. So Article 39's second clause, that is 39B, is the basis for land reform to establish equality. Then comes clause C. Clause C, what it says? Clause C is that the operation of economic system does not result in concentration of wealth and means of production to the common detriment. In simple term, there should not be concentration of wealth in the hands of few people. Wealth, means of production, resources should not be concentrated in the hands of few people. That's why we have progressive taxation. What is meaning of progressive taxation? It means those people who earn more should be taxed more. Progressive taxation says that those people who earn more should be taxed more. For example, if a person is earning 100 rupees, second is earning 1000 rupees, third one is earning 10,000 rupees. So for 100 rupees, there shall be 5% tax. 1000, there shall be 10% tax. For 10,000, there will be 15% tax. So as income increases, we are going to increase the rate of tax. And by increasing this rate of tax, the revenue that we are going to collect, we are going to use this collected revenue for again redistribution among the society through various social sector initiatives and through various government schemes. So basically 39C, it talks about redistributive justice. Very interesting concept. 39C, it talks about redistributive justice. Remember this point. So basically here remember 39B, it talks about distributive justice. 39C, it talks about redistributive justice. 39D, that there is equal pay for equal work for both men and women. The most progressive directive given in Constitution, that there should not be any discrimination amongst men and women for work they are doing. If they are doing same work, they should be provided with same salary, same pay. That is equal pay for equal work is the basis of equality. Article 39's clause D. Then comes important clause, that is Article 39's E clause. What it says? That the health and strength of workers, men and women, and the tender age of children are not abused, and that the citizens are not forced by economic necessity to enter a vocation unsuited to their age and strength. So what it says? In simple term, it says that at the place of work, health and strength of workers should be taken care of. Or due to economic necessity, people should not be forced into any kind of hazardous work. People, men, women, children, no one should be forced into any kind of hazardous work due to their economic necessity, due to their abject poverty or all other things. So health and strength of worker is key point. So it shall be the duty of state to impose certain conditions on employer, that employer should take care of the health and strength of the worker who are working for that employer. Next clause is F. What it says? That the children, it is basically about children. Children are given opportunities and facilities to develop in a healthy manner and in condition of freedom and dignity. So F talks about development in healthy manner. It talks about freedom and dignity, and that children and youth are protected against exploitation and against moral and material abandonment in this particular case. So the most important is F. It is added into the Indian Constitution by making Constitutional Amendment Act, the most important clause. So basically this is Article 39. I request every one of you to please share with all your friends. I am going to discuss all articles on YouTube free of cost. Thank you.